Allahu, 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 Allah.
Adam alayhi salatu wasalam, when the story starts, that continue prophets to the prophets until we talked about the first messenger. It start with the Nuh alayhi salam. Nuh alayhi salam is grandson of Adam. What happened, the story between the Adam alayhi salam until Nuh alayhi salam, what happened to the nation of all the believers in the unity of Allah Ta'ala, Tawheed, to be start to worshipping idols. And why they start to worship to the idols. So when we passed Nuh alayhi salam and Idris, what happened, and we passed away. And before we start to the Nuh alayhi salam, why all the son of Adam start to worship idols? It's amazing. Sometimes you ask yourself, how come they're all of them son of Adam and grandson of the Adam? What happened to them? That's what Shaitan, he said, leave me alive, I'm gonna make them to disbelieve you, or make them far from your path to the paradise. So when we go to the Quran, in the Quran is mentioned, Waddan, Yahuthan, Nasra. There is so many names, and that name it was idols of the Nuh nations, Qawmi Nuh. So they start to worship these idols. Who is these idols? They are son of the Adam, and the good people of the son of Adam. Even Waddan we said Ka'b bin Ahbar is one of the Jewish. He become Muslim, and Umar bin Khattab's the time he start to talk about the history, and he said this is from the Tawrat or Ahd al-Qadim. So when he mentioned Wadda is son of Adam directly. He was the oldest one. They lived 100 years in that time. He was so good guy. He's son of Adam. He's good believer, and he has a big nation. He 1,000 years. He has several people around him, or grandson. So that nation is Wad. After that, Nasra, Yaghutha, Ya'uqa. All of these people is gonna be son of the Wad and the grandson of the Wad. So Shaitan came to them, Iblis, alayhi la'na. He came to them, he said, they are good people, and they passed away. We have to mention them. And one of the bad people from them start to tell them, okay, we have to go and we do some place. We say, this is what this place. And we go remember him. He is good guy. And we have to remember what he said. And we go gather over there, like some people is doing now. We say we're making dhikr. And dhikr for who? Not to Allah. He said dhikr to remember him and mention his name. And we're going to be blessing from the God. So in that time, that nation, they say, it's okay, no problem, until we're not doing kufr and shirk. They start like that. One of the generations go, see, Iblis is he has a patient, he knows what he's doing. He can't go tell them direct worship that idols. Or there is no idols over there, just place. After 100 years, the other nations passed away or becoming old. The other nations come, tell Iblis, alayhi la'na, no, this place, it should be worshipped, because they are very blessing place. Your father was asking that name, Wadda or Yaghutha or Nasra, to make them to close to the God, because they are so blessing and their soul inside there. So we have to ask them to go direct to Allah. That means there is something between Allah and them, they say this is the wasita between them. So after 200 years, they say, okay, the place is empty. We have to do something to memorize them. And they built idol. They say this is look like Wadda. This does look like Nasra, Yaghutha. And they make that idol, and they say the soul of that good guy is inside, and he will listen to you. And they are so close to the Allah, to the God. So ask them, they will listen to you. This is 200 years. After 300 years, they start to worship that idol. Not worshiping, they say this is the God. They say, yeah, the soul of the what? The soul of Nasra, son of the Adam's good people, inside that idol. See how much it takes time until changing. Now we have to, like 100 years, our nation, Islam, is so becoming weak. Islam is strong, but nation is becoming weak. That's what Prophet ﷺ said. It's going to be strong, after that weak, after that it's going to be strong again. But how long it takes, we don't know. See how many years it takes. We have 100 years now, we have no Khilafah, no any head of Islam, and they are divided. So it's same, Iblis is doing, working, until date of judgment, or date in finish, Qiyamah. So, and in that nation, in that 300 years, they start to worship idol. Even they weren't worshiping the other God, they worshiping another soul. After that 200 years, that's what was mentioned in the book, that means 500 years, they say, no, they are God. They are God because they are doing everything. They are giving us food. We know there is a God on the top too, but this God is on the earth. And what Iblis mentioned them, it say, remember what Father say? He say Khalifa on the earth. That means they are Khalifa on the earth. And we have to worship them because they are closer from there. We are so sinner. We are nothing. That was Shaitan make them weak iman. They say we have no good iman. We ask direct to the Allah. We ask them, and they're gonna be between us and Allah. So in that time they start to worshiping until this is 1,000 years. That's what they mention. They say Nuh, Wiladat Nuh, when the death of the Adam, 1,000 years. Adam is 1,700 years he lived on the earth and passed away. After 1,000 years, Nuh is come. It's the son of the so many nations come, and they are so big. And Nuh, they say he is from the Shiz. Shiz is the son of Adam. He was so big nation. It's not like the nation of Habil and Qabil is mentioned in the Quran by the bringing the Qurbani. And they say they all separated to on the earth, but Nuh is from the Shiz, and Shiz is a nation is become only people on the earth, because after Tufan and after the ark, when they built the ark, the other nations passed away. Son of Habil and Qabil, all of them, they finished. And who is the follower of that idols? All of them son of Adams, but we don't know which nation. But what they say, Nuh is from the Shiz. So that means only our people after the Tufan is all of them from the Shiz, son of Adam, directly. So in that time, after Tufan, it starts. But what happened before, it's so hard for the Nuh. And when he come, Allah Ta'ala give him a risala to our mission. Go, he was 450 years old. 380 or 450 years old to mention it. As Ka'ab bin Ahbar say 450. And the other kutub, they say 380. What happened, that means all these years after he left, Allah Ta'ala give him that mention, that you have to go ask your nation, home, about the coming back to worship me alone. Kalimat al-Tawheed. Start from that one. That's what he is the first messenger of Allah Ta'ala. No. So he start how many years? From 380 we say until 950. He's asking them, calling them to come to Islam because this is wrong. What you're doing is not the way of the Adam. This is wrong way and the wrong path to paradise. And Shaitan is your enemy. He's telling them, and they say, who are you? We are son of Adam. We know we're worshiping son of Adam. Yeah, why Allah Ta'ala choose you? Allah give him belief and give him ilm to plant the trees. 100 years he planted trees. 100 years. See how much time is going. And trees is becoming very big. And one of the kind Allah Ta'ala teach him. And it takes like 200 years until the trees is becoming big. And he say cut him and build the ark over there. See, it's not like he say build the ark, he build it directly. No, it took 200 years to plan it, and after that to cut it, and to build it another 300 years, and make it the big one. And Allah Ta'ala teach him even what you put between the woods, and to how you tight it, how you're gonna do it, and so until 950 years old he become. And that time he asked Allah Ta'ala, he said, oh Allah, I told them so many things. I called them to Islam, to united several times, and in the secret, and in the openly, to telling them, and they don't listen to me. And they say, we don't care what you're saying. We are following what our fathers and grandfathers did several hundred years. So he tried so much, and after that Allah said, okay, Ya Allah, don't leave them on the earth, because if you leave them, it's going to be bad nation. And they are worshipping. If you read the history, it takes for them to fight Noah, believers Noah. When they grow in the kids, bringing we are doing, alhamdulillah, teaching them about the Aqidah, and they are teaching, they say, don't believe this Noah. They are teaching their kids. See how is Iblis very strong between them, and they see themselves, they are right. They teaching the kids and growing them to hate Noah. So several nations grow up and they hate. So when he arrived, 700 years nations grow when they come on the earth. The kids, they hate Noah. In that time, no one's gonna love. Only several people around them with his family. In that time, when he built, Allah Ta'ala, when he asked Allah Ta'ala, leave them and finish them, because they are not gonna worship you, because they're gonna bring another fajr. They're gonna be another, they bring another nation or another kids fajr, that means kafir. They are not believing you, disbelievers. In that time, Allah Ta'ala gave them order, go to the ark and bring from the other nation or creature, and from the animals and the other things, put them in there. They say in the ancient, in the Kutub al-Israeliyat, we take them because it's not Aqidah. The last animal was donkey. And the tail of the donkey, Iblis is stuck on the tail of the donkey to enter to the ark. Because Noah says, A'udhu Billah, he is not putting, but he fit inside in the tail of the donkey. That's what he's saying. Because how come Iblis didn't die? Because he was inside. Because people or human beings can't see, and it's Allah's wisdom, because he should be Aduullah, his stay on the earth again, and his follower. So, and they go inside the ark, and when it's Tufan and happen, and so some of them, they say it's like a rain or something like that, it's coming. That's what Prophet ﷺ, when it's dark, clouds is coming, his changing the color. They say why? Because say Qawmi Ad and Qawmi Nuh, same thing. They thought it's like a good rain is gonna come, it's gonna be good harvest for them. but it is azab. It's very bad for them. And when you say tanur in Arabic, it say that means something is come out, something is open, it's come something inside. But some of them they're using it's like a fire, it's inside a fire. But this is all of them water. And some of them they say it was like water with the hot stuff, like a volcano inside. Anyway, like it takes several months until the waters come up. And between rain and waters coming, rain and waters, until son of Nuh, he said, I'm gonna go on the top of the hill. They say, no, you can't, because Allah, when He reach you everywhere. That's what in the Quran. If you run away from the death, a death is gonna stick with you, even you are in the tower, head in the top of the tower. It's gonna come to you. Anyways, it's come, and you know the history of the Quran. And he said to ask his son, come, you are my son, you have to believe me. They did disbelieve, and his wife disbeliever, because she said, I am following my nation. We are a good nation. We have to stick together. Shaitan put her in his heart, disbelieving Noah. That's why they said she passed as a kafir. And when the ark is come out, and Noah stayed over there several, they say 40 days. Some of them they say more than that. And he sent the crow. They didn't come back. And he sent the hammam. What the hammam is say? Virgin. Yeah, send and bring the zaytun, olives leaf. And that time he said, oh, there is land over there. And they went. They didn't know how it's gonna go, because there is nothing. Allah has taken them. But they say after that, for like 1 month, they arrived to the Judy or one of the place. Allah Ta'ala has said that we don't know where it is exactly, but some of them they say it's southeast of Turkey. There is mountain Judy, site over there, and they open and they don't have food. And they have what we left, they put them all together and they eat it in that time until Allah Ta'ala bring the land, and takes several weeks until the harvest is coming back again, and the trees. And that Allah Ta'ala make them wahi. Where is the trees is long time, like several before they arrive in. And they eat until the nation is come back. And they took them, what they saying, he left after Tufan for 450 years more. That means it's become even 1,700 years his age. So because he give them, Allah Ta'ala give him a risala. So this is the story, what happened, our summary of the story, how we have to do in our life. When you make da'wah, you have to be patient. Don't say, oh, I told them and they finish. Nuh alayhi salam, 950 years he's calling them. Let me say is this is 950 plus 380, and plus after that 400, it is 1,700 years old he until he passed away. But he was patient. All this after Risala, 950 years he's calling them to worship Allah, and none of them is come, and he did his duty. So our duty is we make a balaghun mubin. We ask people, or tell them the people the right path. If you see someone is not praying, just tell them you have to pray. This prayer is our farida, kitaban mawquta, and other things. Inshallah, we will continue with the other stories inshallah after Nuh alayhi salam. أقول قولي هذا واستغفر الله لي ولكم إن شاء الله. If there is any
أشرقت نفسي بنور من فؤادي حينما رددت يا رب العباد وانتشت روحي.